What happened?
I don't know what's going on.
That's
I
quick.
have no idea.
That's really weird. So you guys did hear it too?
Yeah, it just suddenly cut off for some reason.
Yeah. I have no idea. And now your voice gone. Unless you're talking to yourself.
No, that's me. I do apologize. I had another tab open. So sorry, you guys. This is going to be a great show. I shouldn't say that about my own show, should I?
No, really. I mean,
think
really,
you
you
can.
shouldn't. I mean, that's just some make believe bullshit.
The dream team is in full effect today. We miss you, Mark. Mark said he can't make it today. Whenever you can get back, make sure you make it. We've got so much tea. It's not even funny.
Is
So
Mark
you guys
in
go.
Detroit?
What?
Is Mark in Detroit or?
I don't know where Mark is. I don't know who Mark is. We don't know who he is. But anyway, he told Perry he wasn't going to be able to make it. But Freddie, oh my God. We should start a little chant. I love Freddie. We love Freddie. Freddie's coming with the tea today. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about secrets about Mauricio and Kyle. We're going to talk about secrets with, with Atlanta. We're going to talk about Wendy Osifo's, what's her name? Ashley Darby's friend that someone said her
Deborah.
eyes were close together. Yeah.
Deborah, I think.
Sesame Street one.
Yeah, Deborah something.
But wait, let me
and Wendy Osifo's friend that's on the show seems to be a bit of a psycho, allegedly, as well. Because she was one of the
we have so much tea, but let me get my thank yous out the way first. You guys, I love my channel. I'm not supposed to love it as much, but I do. I love my channel. We're like a family. You guys know I have an obsession with gold. Someone sent me how many purses? The 2 gold purses, and now someone else sent me this.
They need to stop.
No, I love you. You did not put your name on the package. Was that intentionally? Look at this, you guys. Oh my God. You guys just sit tight. This is a girl's thing.
Well, I see.
Look at it. It's so nice. Thank you. I'm in love with the gold chain. I think it looks silver on the camera, but it's gold. Oh my God, you guys. Stop sending me gifts, but I really appreciate this. I mentioned before, I think I was on maybe members only, that I have an obsession with gold. And so since then, I've been getting earrings and I get all kind of stuff. But thank you guys so much. This is so cute.
It's giving me S&M a little bit. Like, you got the chains and whips and shit. You
Perry,
know,
stop. It was a gift. Perry. I can't with Perry. Also, really quickly, I know I don't have time. Just put in the chat what your weather is, because we were 116 yesterday, and I don't think we could be topped. What's the weather in England, Freddie?
I mean, it's pretty hot here. It's the summer, obviously. I mean, the weather, it's fairly hot at the moment, but it's not sunny. I mean, it's been raining a bit today as well here in London. I mean, luckily, I was in my office. I was at the office today, so I didn't have to be in the rain.
I mean, hell, Death Valley got up to 129.
Yeah.
And you know, I was like, man, where is Death Valley? Well, how would I know, really? Like, and then I wonder where they got the name from, but then I figured it out. 129.
120 is death. So Arlington, Texas is coming through again. I'm never moving to Texas. San Francisco is 102 in San Francisco.
Damn.
That's really weird. 90 in Maryland. They all have better weather. Kentucky, 70.
Nice.
Yeah, it's 70 here in UK, I think, as well.
Oh, that's nice weather, Freddie. That's nice weather.
116 in Phoenix. I always thought that Phoenix was always hotter than Vegas, but I guess I'm wrong. 75 in San Diego? Nice. I'm shocked. 91, where is this place? 106? I don't know where that is. Hi, Joshua. How are you? 91 in Alabama. Alabama is not playing. 61 in Seattle. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm moving. I am moving to Seattle.
But she better get her raincoat and jacket.
To be honest, I'm really excited for the hot weather in Vegas when I come over for
Well, so you're coming in.
Be freezing in London. It's going to be freezing in London then.
Well, you're coming in November, right? So it's not going to be so hot. It's like clockwork. In September, the hot weather stops. 105 in Arizona. Okay, that's more like it. Let's see here. 18 Celsius. Oh, that's in England. That's with you. That's probably around 70. 99 in Williamsburg, Virginia. Williamsburg is coming through. It's really hot. 88 here. Where is Schmoopy? Schmoopy's in Australia, right? She's in a different country. Where is she?
No, she in the States.
Is she?
Yeah.
All right.
Shit, Indiana. I made up something.
Look at this. 17. They may mean Celsius. It can't be.
Yeah, they mean Celsius. Yeah.
Okay. 93 in Jacksonville. All right. It's pretty much hot. We're supposed to be hot and cool. We're supposed to be cool. All right, you guys. We got so much to talk about. Freddie. Oh my God. What do you want to start with first? So I got tea and you got tea. Let's start with your tea first, because this is insane. Go ahead, Freddie.
Okay, so obviously on Mondays, we've been spending a lot of time talking about the Kyle and Mauricio stuff, what's been going on. We've also heard potentially, allegedly, that Mauricio may have been hooking up with some ex-porn star that's now sort of becoming a model. Her name is Elsa Jean, but her real name is, or her other name that she calls herself on Instagram anyway is called Sapphire Howell.
Sapphire's her real name?
Sapphire Howell. I did hear, and I think someone may have put it in the chat, she does have actually a real name. That's another sort of nickname. Sapphire Howell. But apparently,
why is she going under all of these pseudonyms? Why doesn't she just say what her real name is?
I don't know. I bet you it's findable. I just haven't really spent the effort trying to find it because there's been so much other more interesting tea coming in about her.
Okay.
But I will find that out for next week. That'd be my homework for me. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Good idea.
She's a porn star that want to be a rapper. Sapphire Howell, I'll put your ass on fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Okay, Perry. Okay. Go ahead, Freddie. Go ahead.
But I mean, there was a lot of talk, and a lot of people were sort of noticing that Sapphire Howell, or Elsa Jean, I'm going to call her anyway.
Yeah, Elsa.
Doesn't just know Mauricio from Beverly Hills, that she actually knows another old face that was on Beverly Hills, and that is none other than Brandi Glanville. Now, I had to look at this, and I went onto the Instagram, looked at this Elsa Jean woman's Instagram, saw she was following Brandi, so then went on to Brandi's Instagram, and I noticed that Brandi also follows this woman. They follow each other. So I was like, oh my God, I've got to send this to Sherelle. She's gonna be very interested in this. And then I sort of thought, okay, so why are these women friends? What do they have in common? And so then I found out that actually Elsa Jean did a TikTok with Brandi Glanville on Brandi's TikTok and was more or less with Brandi promoting Brandi's OnlyFans page when she first set it up.
Hold on. Brandi has an OnlyFans page?
Yeah. I don't know if she still does, but she did then. And that was basically what it was. Let me just, I bet you it's findable. We can Google it. Brandi Glanville.
So Elsa Jean is a friend of Brandi's.
Yeah, she's still got OnlyFans. Yeah, she's still got it.
What does she do? Brandi has an OnlyFans?
Come on. You know what the hell she do. That's why Mauricio name is mentioned.
Oh my God.
You know exactly what they do.
Why would Mauricio have an affair with someone that's related to loudmouth Brandi? She's loud. She doesn't keep secrets.
A freak don't have standards.
Look, I think Brandi is. I think maybe she is getting something out of this if this rumor is true. Because, I mean, Andy Cohen wouldn't touch Brandi Glanville with a barge pole. And then suddenly, out of the blue, he allows her to film as a guest. She's getting ultimate girls trip and things like that.
Yeah,
and
but what about... I thought Andy is pissed at Brandi for grabbing Caroline's cooch.
Yes, he was. But if you think before then, when he was like, no, I'm not going there. But then he let Brandi film as a guest for that scene when they were doing the whole Denise Richards
Yeah.
stuff. And it seemed like Kyle was the one that sort of organized for Brandy to come on and give her a alleged side of the story. But could it have been Mauricio got Kyle to do it because Brandy was maybe threatening to release this dirt or spread this rumor around on social media potentially, hypothetically.
Oh my.
All right. So here, Freddie has evidence that Mauricio's alleged side piece is friends with Brandy Glanville. The plot thickens, people. The plot thickens. This is very, very strange. Very strange. Dude, could it be a possibility that Kyle knows? This is just weird. They're just cheating with any and everybody, wouldn't you say?
Well, I think Kyle must know. I think Kyle could very well know. I mean, listen, there have been rumors about Mauricio allegedly cheating before this Elsa Jean woman was in the picture. Back in 2013, these rumors started coming out. So she certainly has an inkling, is what I would say, if these rumors are true.
Now, I'm going to be messy really quick. Okay, you guys, put in the chat who's cuter, Kyle or the side piece Elsa. That's so messy.
If you want them both, just put both.
Like, who's more attractive, the side piece or Kyle? I'm so messy. Someone said Kyle. Kyle's really good looking for her age. Let's just be real. Elsa, side piece seems to be winning. Side piece, oh yeah. Sorry, Kyle. I didn't mean to do it to you. I mean,
the big difference is though, like the looks and stuff is important, but like you would see Kyle taking flowers to the neighbor's house. That's not what Mauricio's looking for, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like he want to skip the flowers and go to the bedroom. That's pretty much what
is Perry's randomness about the flowers to the neighbor's house.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
what are you talking about?
Kyle is taking family photos. This girl is taking naked photos. You know what I'm saying? It's two different genres here. And he's already showed a pattern. Just if these rumors are true, all the girls he alleged, like, you know, messing with and stuff like that, is always the girl, the seedy ones, the ones that's in the industry. Because, like, nobody want to wine and dine and have a chance to waste in their marriage if they're not going to score. He go right to the source. He go right to the whorehouse. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Perry has a point, because there have been people in the industry, and
Perry has a point. Freddie,
in the industry, because allegedly that maybe there people are suggesting of Elsa's friends, allegedly, that there was maybe paid transactions that went on. Potentially.
So wait, stop, Freddie. It's a possibility that Mauricio pays for sex?
Right.
Potentially. I mean, there've been rumors about it before.
And this is how I feel about it. Like, I can imagine him, you know, all this alleged people. I don't know what happened. I'm just thinking outside the box here. When he approached that door to this, you know, mistress house / porn star, you know, stuff like that. This is what's going through his mind.
My mind's telling me no.
Yeah, I can't.
my body's telling me, yeah.
No, I just don't see Mauricio is the type. Well, I know Freddie does his homework, but I'm shocked that he would pay for sex. Mauricio is the nice looking man.
Come on.
I agree. That's why. I mean, it is a weird one. I would agree.
You are so gullible, both of you. if y'all gonna sit here and tell me that it's weird for him to purchase things,
well, sex.
People with money, that's exactly what they do.
No, Perry.
No.
If he wanted, I mean, he could probably. He's famous. You know, debatable how much money he's got. He could probably pick up a hot 30-year-old.
He's famous with a wife,
and have her as a wife.
Crowd chasers want cash, material things.
I totally believe you, Freddie. We've been working together so long. We've been breaking stories so long. But why would a attractive man? I would say Mauricio's probably one of the most handsome husband on the show, especially when he stands next to PK. Why would he pay for it? I'm confused. Men are just crazy. Something's wrong with men.
Another reason he paid for it, it's a service. Silence is the key. You pay for it. It's a business deal. Yeah, I mean, you pay for privacy.
That's yeah. I don't. Okay. Well, wow, okay. Mauricio's. Would you guys say one of the most handsome in the franchise? Oh, okay. Never mind. You guys are
not this one again. Oh my god, this chat. Mauricio keeps Dorit's rent paid.
Y'all are messy. Wait. All right, let me break my news.
They actually tried to sue their insurance company, Dorit and PK, over some leak that happened in their house because they were both too stupid and left their tap on. And then they
hold on. Let me introduce this because I might chop this video up. Okay, next, Freddie's going to talk about some news about Dorit and PK. Take it away, Freddie.
Okay, yeah. So Dorit and PK, they basically what they did was they filed a lawsuit to get a company called Lloyd's. Lloyd's were a big insurance company. People in London probably know the big Lloyd's of London building in the city of London, but they're in America as well. Anyway, these guys, the Lloyd's company, they were the ones that were insuring Dorit and PK's house. There was a tap that was left on in their daughter Phoenix's bedroom, is what they claim. And that they went to their insurance company to get a claim for this leak, to fix it and to dry out the leak and things like that. Dorit and PK claimed that they were never able to directly speak with the insurance company and were instead made to speak to third parties involved. And they said that they paid, the money that was needed, the premium and all of that. But the service wasn't good enough and all of that. And anyway, what happened in the end was that Dorit and PK actually dropped this lawsuit before Lloyd's even actually addressed the lawsuit. So I think clearly Dorit and PK were advised by their attorney that going up against a nationally, globally recognized company like Lloyd's, who are in a lot of countries, not just London and America, it'd be a very bad idea. They can afford the best lawyers. And it's Dorit, and that they're clearly Lloyd's were entitled to do it the way they did it. And Dorit and PK probably wouldn't have really had a case in court, is I believe why they dropped it. Or maybe their lawyer just said, stop being a con artist like usual.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You are so right. A part of their con is to go after insurance companies. Right. Remember the fake robbery, what we think is fake? Freddie, you just called them out.
Yeah, and then this happened. And let's not forget, this has come a few weeks after there was a lawsuit about Dorit allegedly not paying for aftercare after plastic surgery.
I remember that.
Yep. No, I mean,
PK, we don't want to start any trouble with you again, okay? Just listen to us.
He stopped it. That's why he dropped it, because he didn't want us talking about it. Because look, one thing, if person came in and came through the back door, stole all the purses, the ones that was left got flooded with the flood. PK, we ain't got time for that shit. I'm just telling you, not today. I'm glad you dismissed it.
And can I just say, with this lawsuit, they filed this lawsuit with other defendants. And I'm sure, and the reason they filed it with other defendants is because PK's name is actually not on the house that they own in Encino. It's just Dorit, along with 11 other lenders. So I would presume that the other names on that are the companies or people that are the lenders whose name is on the deed of this house.
It's not PK's house. He's just a long-term renter.
Well, Dorit only owns a percentage of this house. They do not wholly own it because of the amount of legal issues they've had with the courts over in America and here in the United Kingdom. I mean, most mortgage lenders, like, I don't know, Chase, are not going to touch you with a barge pole, are they? So, I mean, if you're known to be a crook, allegedly, and not paying things,
alleged.
who's going to touch you? Who's going to touch you? And so they've had to use this, what I would call a rather unconventional method of trying to get money to buy this house.
Now, I'm not trying to drag PK. I like you, PK. I like you, Dorit. But it's very unusual for someone to have 11 lenders. 11? Are you sure, Freddie?
Yeah, it was there's a lawsuit. And actually Ronald Richards actually put this up originally. He was the one that revealed it with legitimate lawsuits. I've seen that Ronald Richards actually still has it on his Instagram. And listen, they've not gone after Ronald Richards. I mean, it's out there in the open. It's true. You can't argue with it.
Yeah, I mean, my God, 11 lenders, 2 dogs, 1 parrot. Now, I mean, look, I don't know what kind of freaky situation they got going on here. Okay, and
very weird.
For one, if you have a flooding problem, call the landlord. We don't need you suing no damn body, PK.
Yeah.
Call the owners of the house. Have them fix the problem. Don't you be calling lawyers of London.
This is not good. This is not good. It appears to be, and we don't know for sure, that there are a bunch of scammers who I've never met anyone. I'm 52 years old. I never have met anybody, and I know a lot of rich people. Most rich people buy their house off in full, but okay, maybe 1 or 2 lenders at the most. 11 lenders, that's not good.
11
That's
lenders
not
and probably 15 insurance claims. Like, they got more insurance claims than the REIT got purses.
And actually, and the other thing is, if you claim on your insurance, particularly for something that is your fault, negligence, they will put your premium for insurance up, and the price that you pay for insurance will be a lot more because you were seen as a less responsible homeowner or part homeowner in this case, allegedly.
Well, just say renter, Freddie. Renter. All right, let's keep it real. You said 11 lenders and you ain't seen his name on the house yet. So
yeah,
he's not owning the damn thing.
Huh? Dorit's is not his.
Well, in the small print, you might see her name somewhere down there. I don't know.
All right. There's a lot going on. Let's move forward. I want to talk about what I heard about Atlanta. And it was Atlanta. Oh, and Kyle. Okay, Atlanta and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I was one of the first people to out the fact that the Housewives, with Beverly Hills being the first, were the first ones to be outed for using troll farms. I said this before it even came out, that they reduced themselves to using troll farms. And it kind of started coming out during, it came out during the Beverly Hills season. They straight out said they hired someone to ruin, can't remember whose reputation it was. Do you guys,
was it Garcelle?
Oh, Garcelle and, Kathy Hilton. Kathy Hilton. Okay.
Kathy Hilton was the first one, and then they did the racist stuff to Garcelle's son.
They did. It was terrible, but they have not backed off. Someone personally told me that there are 2 housewives, one from Atlanta and one from Beverly Hills still using troll farms, but they switched it up. Now they send the troll farms to go in other people's comment sections and to say good things about them. So you would think that these people have a really big fan base. It's so bad. Dorit and PK own the little patch of grass the robber left the cell phone left on. So how disgusting is it for these housewives to scheme and scam just to stay on the show? If you don't have a fan base, they know that means it's most likely your last season on the show. I know who these housewives are that are hiring the troll farms, continuing to hire the troll farms, but now they flipped it because they want to appear to be very popular or to be the queen of the show when really you're not. You're hiring a troll farm to do the reverse. Now, instead of talking bad about people that say bad things about you, now they want everyone to say good. They want the troll farms to say good things to them, so it appears as if they have a huge fan base and everyone likes them.
So it appears that they're loved.
Okay, now, and they do this, and I'm going to drop some hints, in order to be the queen of the show. And these are people on Beverly Hills cast and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you know why they have to do it for Atlanta? Atlanta bores the shit out of you. It's not good this season. And who wants to be queen of boring? It's not good. The writing isn't good anymore. I don't know what happened to Atlanta. And I like the women, but my job is to review the show honestly. And it's a bore. I tried to watch it again last night. Did you get to watch it, Freddie?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to catch up with it, but it's not worth my. I mean, it's not.
Yeah. It just doesn't keep people's attention.
I mean, interesting news I did hear about that was actually Kenya and Sanya Richards Ross have unfollowed each other. Apart from that, not really anything.
I tried to watch it. Honestly.
It was.
Listen, don't get me wrong. So people on the cast get me wrong. They feel that I don't like the show and I go after people and tear people down. I don't do that. I have to review the show honestly, how I feel about it. I want you guys to succeed because if you haven't noticed, that's a job for us. We want to come on here every week and talk about it. That's how we started out. And so, but when I drop the link, I would let anyone talk about Atlanta that wants to talk about Atlanta. I just didn't find it very interesting. Again, I don't think it's
I didn't find it interesting last night, week before, 2 weeks before that. It's been a total bore, right? And let's keep it real.
Yeah.
They need to fix that shit because I do need Atlanta back. Just not with these same boring ass people.
Well, I'm not going to say that, Perry. I'm just going to say that I don't intentionally not like the show. That's not what I'm about. Like, we don't intentionally release information about you, PK. It's just things that we've found out.
You just have we've heard. The claim.
Here's the problem. The problem with PK and Dorit is that actually anyone can find these lawsuits because they're a public record. You can't seal them unless you request to seal them. And actually, for things like that, most judges probably wouldn't let you seal court documents like that. The reason with Erica's is that it was more complex. But now she's, I don't know, allegedly pretending she gets on with these victims and was turning up at Paul's ice cream.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah. Someone said that producers Bravo and Andy purposely ruined Atlanta. Now, this is a point of view that I hear going around the internet. People think that Andy intentionally is trying to ruin Atlanta. I'm not saying it's true or false. I'm just wondering where you guys are coming from with that, because why would Andy do that? But you're not the only person that's been saying this. A lot of people are saying he's intentionally doing that. What do you guys think? Why would Andy do that?
I wouldn't see a purpose. I mean, just for me, because he's still producing the show,
right.
The show or whatnot. So if it sucked, and it still reflects on him. So I don't know why he would do it unless he too cowardly to let somebody
fire somebody.
Right. And then let the ratings go down because I don't have the backbone just to let this person
go. My God, that's it. Listen, you guys, we just figured this out because a lot of people are saying this, not just in this behavior. A lot of people are saying Andy is intentionally letting Atlanta go to shit. Now, we heard earlier coming from you, Freddie, I think it was from you, that the higher ups were saying we got to cut the budgets. Remember that?
They have been for quite a while. I would say over a year now, they've been talking about this.
Is Andy Cohen coward enough or ruthless enough to let the show go down so he doesn't have to appear to be the bad guy? So it's just the next option is to let these
It's
high-paid
possible,
people
and
go.
then he can. Yeah, it's possible, and then he
It's
could
possible.
do what he's done with New York and say, actually, no, we're going for a younger, richer
Oh my
cast
God.
in
That's
Atlanta,
it.
and we're gonna just completely redo it. We're not gonna use any of the women we've had, and these women are the type that he'll get are going to be similar to the New Yorks, pretty well off. But want the fame, want the spotlight, want to have that, get their businesses
Oh my gosh.
into the open and get
There
that
you go.
global audience that Bravo can get them.
It has
So
to be.
I think so. So they will do it for $200,000 rather than
Yeah.
$1 million, say,
Right,
because
right.
they're not looking at it to fund their lifestyle. They're looking at it as a platform that they can get and to make even more money for themselves by
Oh my
having the
God.
global, the following, the fame, and the recognition.
Well,
We
Andy just
just
texted
figured
me.
it
Andy
out.
just texted me. He said, Perry, I have you know, sometimes it's easier to let the ship sink than throwing somebody overboard.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I don't know what he mean by that.
But that would be the only logical thing, because at the end of the day, what other reason would you
That's it.
have? I mean, Atlanta was used to be the best show, highest
Yeah.
rated by
Right, it
far.
was.
Then a couple of years ago, Beverly Hills took over pretty much after.
And I don't know if you guys watched New York. Did you watch New York yet, Freddie?
I haven't had time because it came out this morning and I've had to go to work, but I've seen the first 5 minutes of it.
It's doable. It could turn into something. We got to get to know everybody and stuff first. But New York was, I'm willing to watch another episode. And literally, with all due respect, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I have to review the shows honestly. I fall asleep when I watch Atlanta. I have to wake up the next morning and rewatch it. I'm willing to give Orange County a chance, and I'm willing to give New York a chance. I hate that Atlanta's not doing good. And not only is it not doing good, let's talk about Potomac, who have just found the magic formula. The main cast members don't have to cut up and act a fool. This is a new formula. If you want to save Atlanta, Andy, do this. Bring on the craziest B characters. I don't know what you call them. Friend of the shows, okay?
Thirsty friends. They've brought the thirstiest friends in possible they've had. It's like they've gone to Ashley Darby, to Wendy Osifo and said, bring your thirstiest, most desperate friend that lives in the DC area so they can appear in Potomac and beat each other up, shout at each other like a banshee, and just do that and we'll get views.
It's true. Monty says, would you rather see fist fighting and hair pulling for Roa? Monty, I don't want to be disrespectful with Atlanta because they started it all. Okay, we got to give Atlanta their credit. They were the first. I would have to rush home if I was out. I have to go home. Atlanta's coming on, but I don't have that feeling anymore. And would I want to see fist fighting and hair pulling? Not from the main cast.
No, I mean, but like say it could be a brawl at Candy's restaurant. We'll take that. Or something like that. But it's not even about the hair pulling and all that stuff, the arguing. I think with Atlanta, what we like to see is women working on their careers. Something positive. If you're not going to have that and just have them having brunch with this boring bullshit, I'd rather them fire all of them. Go out to the local grocery stores, Food Line, whatever, Albertsons or whatever the hell you got in Atlanta, this Piggly Wiggly. Go out and get wives that work at a local grocery store. I'd rather see them. I want to see something that's real.
It's about the lives that these women had. And Atlanta was good. When it was really good, all of the women had interesting lives that we were drawn to and we wanted to follow. Whereas with the lot on Atlanta, I couldn't really give a shit about what they do. Whereas like Nene's life was interesting. Phaedra's life was interesting and all those types. Portia's was all, pretty interesting as well.
what about this? Because people say you always say bad things about Candy. I loved it when Candy was good friends with Phaedra. That relationship I loved. When that fell apart, I didn't even understand why it fell apart. Really, was it the going to jail from Apollo? ROA ratings dropped without Carlos King. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you guys are being messy.
Carlos King,
I'm a huge Carlos King fan.
Yeah, but like because he produced New Jersey. If you look at the shows he executive produced for New Jersey, I would say those were the casts. On New Jersey, he had people that were not exactly the same. They all had their purpose on the show, but they all had their individual stories that we were drawn to and we wanted to know more about.
Right.
And because they were so different in some ways, they naturally clashed. And that was what made the good
That's
TV.
right, Freddie. That's right. Yeah. What Carlos King also too, you guys know I'm not telling you to like him or hate him because people get upset when I have opinions, but he made Love and Marriage Huntsville, not now, but those first couple of seasons, they were just must-see television. And now he has another one on his hands. I think Love and Marriage Detroit is going to blow up. It's very interesting and very good. But I don't know. I'm not a writer. I'm not a reality TV star. I can only tell you how I feel about it. I don't know what the magic formula is going to be, but it's not working for Atlanta. And it makes me more anxious to watch Potomac. We've got the crazy girl, Deborah. Did you mail that to my email? We got the crazy girl, Deborah. Hold on. I got to go back.
Yeah,
to the
why isn't she filming with the rest of Sesame Street? That's what I want to know.
We're not going to listen. I will not mock anybody's looks because I know, I'm not the world's most beautiful woman either, but she has a different look than other people. I don't know how to say it. It's just bad. But I love it that she's playing the villain. I really love it. And she's talking trash. She's keeping me interested because there really wasn't that much going on this weekend. I wanted to work this weekend, but it was nothing to talk about.
Sound like she's talking trash, whooping ass.
And it was quite funny seeing Giselle Bryant knocked onto the floor in the video. I don't know why. I know it's so dark, but I did find that quite hilarious.
Well, now it looks like these role players, I don't know, friend of the shows, are bringing heat. They've been arguing all weekend, according to Deborah, and she looks kind of different here.
Still looks the same. I get why Candice Dillard called her what she called her. Put it that way.
What did she call her?
Sesame Street. That was Candice Dillard that came up with the name.
Candice knows how to read. But according to Deborah, she's saying that Potomac, when they released a portion of the fight, she said it was longer than that. And according to her, she beat this girl down.
Well, no, that's what she said.
Well,
that's what she said.
This what's her name? Kiana Stewart?
Yeah, Kiana.
Yeah, the Stewart woman, anyway. She was the first one that threw the punch.
Right. That's what they're saying. And Perry, you heard why did they throw the punch? What did you hear?
Well, no,
it was
okay. Kiana threw the first punch, but
but
his name, Deborah. I understand Deborah said that she whipped that ass, and she said that basically, yeah, thanks for coming, but I hope you enjoyed your ambulance ride, right? Because she said
the ambulance.
Yeah, she said she wants somebody to leak the full footage, not just that shit they showed on
TV. They had to get the ambulance involved?
Look, Deborah said her ground game is tight. When they hit the floor, she must have mopped the floor with Kiana's ass and sent her on her way.
I don't know if I'm childish. I don't like to see fights on the... Okay, I enjoy it. I'm sorry, misbehaving. I enjoy a good fight or two. I think that Potomac has just came across the winning formula. These girls talking trash to each other over the weekend. I couldn't stop watching. I'm human. I'm just the only one to admit a good fight every now and then, or a good argument is good.
We don't want fighting every day. We still want other things.
We don't want to put people in the hospital, the ambulance, but
I mean, I'm going to be interested in why. This party was Giselle and Ashley's activewear launch. I mean, Robin must be in tears that she was cut out and not part of this, because we know she's got a weird obsession with Giselle Bryant. To say
So, do you think that Andy Cohen's going to be mad at Robin this season and just?
I think he will. I mean, I think Giselle is looking at other. I think Giselle deliberately set up this activewear business with Ashley because she was worried about was Robin going to stay, because Robin lied to Bravo.
Yeah.
So I think Giselle's like, I want to be close. I want to have that alliance with Robin, but at the same time, Giselle has a pretty firm alliance with Ashley Darby. And Ashley Darby was one of the people that was safe on this show. So she's thought, well, I've got my alliance with Ashley, and she's more likely to stay on the show than Robin. So I'm going to have that to keep me on the show in case they sack Robin. That's what I believe. That's what I believe.
But Andy Cohen he makes exceptions for his favorites, because if you just follow what he usually does, he should have fired Teresa Giudice for using a troll farm. You got caught, but he didn't. So maybe,
I mean, at the end of the day, the problem he's got with actually, yes, Teresa allegedly did, but there was a lot of talk that actually Margaret and Melissa had used these troll farms before her. So the issue he's got with New Jersey is that so many of them are using it. He'd have to fire half the cast.
I mean, I'm starting to think Margaret must have invented it, because, like, I mean, she's always been shady to me. I mean, any person that marry a plumber and have a heart filled with, all this hatred. I don't like Margaret. You like her.
I love Margaret. The
thing with Margaret is she's the villain of that show, and she's not too much like Lisa Rinna, but you do need a villain for these shows. And Margaret,
I get it.
Whether she likes it or not, the reality is she is a good villain for New Jersey.
Yeah, well, I guess she is. She's like maybe into that witchcraft or something. Like, she's just weird.
You have to watch what you say, because they watch these things. You cannot say Margaret's into witchcraft.
Might come up to Perry at Bravo.
Like the type. I mean, she's just weird to me. She seems like
why is she so weird?
She just sounds like a lonely, bitter old woman that hate that somebody else is dating somebody that's breathing. I don't know.
Misbehaving says Muppets are strong, so I'm not surprised. Debmo, y'all are messy.
Debmo got in that ass. That's what I heard.
Y'all calling her Debmo. That's so rude. We can't talk about her looks anymore. You can't control how you look.
I don't think the looks is important. I think people just didn't like the way she came onto the show, her personality, the things she did. So, and once somebody tag you as not being attractive just from your personality, it sort of sticks. The
issue with Deborah is she blatantly lied about Chris. And I'm not the biggest fan of Chris Bassett, as we know.
You're not?
Chris Bassett, no. I
think you're still holding on to the past, Freddie.
No, I'm not. He lives off his mother-in-law. I mean, what does he do now he's quit his job at the rooftop bar?
He did not quit the job. Did he quit the job?
Yeah, I believe he doesn't work there. I'm pretty sure it says that at the end of last one.
I remember that.
And now apparently he's a private chef or something like that now.
He might.
Chris, just
they did not buy that $2 million house on their own. I'd be really surprised if they did. The mum helped them. We all know Dot probably helped.
The mama probably paid for it. Yeah, I mean, Chris didn't help too much frying burgers online.
Let me move on. Brian says, Sherelle, let's not get your hopes up for good season for ROHP. That's true. Remember, they have the same production team as Roa. Hey, Sherelle, Perry, and Freddie. Hello, Brian. Okay, this is my last story.
Can I add to that, though? And the other thing we've got to remember is this fight between the friend, Deborah, and the Stewart woman. Well, I can't say. What's her name? Kiana. Is it Kiana?
Uh-huh.
So the fight between them, this happened allegedly they weren't filming this fight, and it happened on the night that they wrapped filming. So I don't know whether there's going to be phone footage. I suspect it will be phone footage.
Oh my
they'll put in.
gosh. That's what you heard? Wow.
Yeah, apparently that was sort of when they wrapped. I think it will be. I think this fight will appear in it, but it won't be proper cameras. It will be people with their phones.
Yeah. So basically, you said that, yeah, you know, they filming and stuff, and they whispering, "Girl, when this show wrap, that's your ass."
Let me move on. Something's wrong with Perry. The last story I wanted to share with you guys is how Erica Girardi, I had thought wants to meet with the victims. Tom Girardi's victims. We're talking about crash victims, all of them. Perry, you don't look at her any different. She finally met with the victims. We've been asking her to do this
only
forever.
for one reason, Sherelle. She's trying to clean that image up. She's done moved on from the retirement home. He done left his old senile ass over there, and she see hopes of her marrying somebody else is rich, right? So now she got to clear up her things. So she gonna go and play bingo with a couple of damn people that was victimized.
Perry,
You know
you have to watch how you talk. Oh my God. Can we give Erica a little credit just for finally doing the right thing?
I can't.
No, we can't, because I think she's duping these women, in my personal opinion.
What do you mean?
The fact is that if Erica really gave a crap about these people, she would have done the right thing in the first place, and apologized. But it's taken her, what, 2.5 years to do anything? And at the end of the day, from what I found is they never advertised that Erica was going to be coming to this event. They were always going to be having this event. It was called the Pools Ice Cream Co-National Ice Cream Day Pop-Up 2023. And it was at the Valley Inn restaurant in Sherman Oaks in Los Angeles. There was never talk about Erica. They were always going to be doing this event, whether Erica was there or not. I believe Erica turned up to this event and was sort of like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, and was like trying to, or gave some maybe emotional excuse. I need a pity party.
Oh, Freddie! Oh my gosh, you are the best. That they were going to have that event anyway, and now Erica's taking credit. Like I mean,
listen, there was never this. It was advertised, and they never said that Erica was going. And with these things like the Sugar Factory, you know, that big brand, the Sugar Factory in America, they always advertise if they've got like Scott Disick coming for a big night or an opening or whatever. They didn't with this. And I think if you had someone that was recognized like Erica, you'd be advertising that if you knew she was coming.
Yeah, I mean, so Erica can't fool me. Somebody have an event. Yeah, she could have gotten the wind that a couple of these victims might be there or something. I'm gonna show up to try to kiss ass. But the reason why you can't look at her as being sincere, who goes there? What kind of ice cream would you like? Chocolate or vanilla? Who gives a fuck about this ice cream? And for you to take your dumb ass to ask these people, what can we do so we can move forward? Pay them motherfuckers their damn money. That's the first thing you need to do.
And actually, the only reason that one of these, that these two women, the issue is you've got the Rio Gomez woman, Kathy Rio Gomez. She's probably trying to get the money out of Erica, which is, and based on the fact her son got horrific injuries, it makes sense her trying to get friendly with Erica, so Erica just gives her the money and she can sort of call it off. The other woman, Kimberly Archie, she actually works for Tom Girardi. She's done interviews about the fact that she worked for Tom Girardi, and she's trying to basically look like an innocent person. So she avoids being named in lawsuits for potentially doing anything dodgy.
Oh my gosh.
So I believe this Kimberly Archie woman has deliberately positioned herself and has befriended Kathy Rio Gomez as a way to try and make out that she was always on the victim's side and she'd never done anything wrong. The other thing about this event I found was ironic is that before Page Six leaked it, two bloggers that are known to be very friendly with Erica and are always fighting her corner were the ones that revealed this first. I'm not going to mention their name, but if people know, you figured it out who I'm on about, I'll tell you offline. I won't say.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know. Oh my gosh, Erica, you're still up to no good.
No one, you
No
can't
good
fool me.
whatsoever.
I'm sorry.
I don't believe that.
Erica.
She's so fake, and but I mean, she get people like you that come along every once in a while that believe that bullshit.
My mind's telling me no.
Oh, I can't.
Well, I'm telling you, like, impress me. Sell the earrings, the purses, sell the dog, do something. But all this bullshit, going to sip and lick on ice cream with somebody ain't gonna do it for me. God
I
knows.
can't.
I mean,
Harry, I can't with
take
you.
your services somewhere else and lick.
All right, we had a lot of tea today. I hope I don't forget anything. We got everything down. Mauricio pays for sex. This is crazy. Allegedly.
Well, I believe
We
it.
got Erica meeting the victims. That's allegedly too now, because I think they're going to have that event anyway. The only thing the victims want to hear from Erica is her zipper from the wallet opening to pay them back. I agree.
Exactly.
We got Atlanta using the troll farms, and last night's episode. The only thing that really happened in Atlanta last night was Drew tried to force a fight with Sheree, in my opinion, is because she said that Sheree seen on the blogs that Drew didn't pay her chefs. She was being sued, and $4,000. And it was forced drama, if you ask me. Drew, you've got to bring. I don't want to call anyone out.
Sid's been caught out on Atlanta for not paying people, like the personal assistant last year.
Wait, who? Drew?
Drew Sidora. Didn't she have that issue with the personal assistant that maybe she didn't pay and worked for her, and she didn't really have a contract for him, and all the clout chasing personal assistant that also worked for Sheree?
I don't remember. Oh my gosh, that's so true. Drew, you do have a history of not paying people. Cut it out.
It's like you got exposed for this last season. Why would you make such a rookie error yet again?
Yeah.
But that wasn't her point, people. I get it. She got a history allegedly of not paying people. Her fault with Sheree was, I thought we had sucked it up. It was moving forward. Why are you bringing this back up when you having this heart-to-heart, this little trip that you're supposed to be healing hearts, not breaking hearts?
It's not even worth arguing. I can't make that a storyline. That's not enough for me. Like, but I felt it was forced. I feel like it just it was forced.
That's all that show has right now.
Yeah.
It's just these pop-up bullshit ass arguments.
And it's weird because on her own, I like Drew. I like Drew for her real storyline when she exposed the fact that her sister was dealing with mental health issues and is on the road to recovery, because that's something people can identify with. Like you got to take care of your mental health. And sometimes this job, because remember the sister was working for her, can be very, very daunting. That's what I like about Drew. I don't care about you. Yeah, all these other petty things you and Ralph got going on.
Like a fiddle. I mean, but she's a bit like Sheree Whitfield. I mean, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, yeah, Drew won the thing with the assistant about the whole assistant thing last season." I see that on the chat. At the end of the day, she did get paid, and the assistant played both Sheree and Drew like a fiddle. He was talking shit about both of them.
He really was
making accusations. Like, who employs someone like that? You're gonna pay them or not pay them. I mean, it's like, really, come on, like, use your brain.
I mean, I'm gonna keep watching Atlanta. So what I do is I watch it, and if it's good, I tell Perry. If it's not, we just don't. Because Perry is worse than me. But there's a lot going on with these housewives. These women are all, I won't say all, a bunch of them are crooks. Let's get started.
I mean, the one thing is true. Sheree can't be on a reunion giving away she by Sheree shit. And then as soon as the cameras cut, She go and collect the items back. How cheap are you? You don't got this free advertisement. Let it go. Give them the hats, the cheap sweatsuits, and move on.
Harry, you are messy. The cheap sweatsuits.
You know that shit that you
You
buy.
guys
You probably gonna get.
I
sued
mean,
by
I'm sorry,
Steve
but
and
Harry's
all the other
right.
people.
Harry's right. She is charging like off-white prices on like design or other designer brand prices that is nowhere near designer quality.
Right,
Y'all
no,
are
I mean,
messy.
for real. I mean, I see more style than just wrapping a towel around your ass.
Look at Lily, She by Shein. Y'all are messy. I heard that someone sued Shein for ripping off some designer people for ripping off their designs
Their
and stuff like that.
designs.
Yeah, you guys leave Shein alone. I like Shein, I really do. All right, let's start with you, Sebastian. Hi, Sebastian. We
Hey,
gave you
how are
guys
you?
a lot of tea, so there's a lot to talk about.
Yes, there is a lot to talk about. The Kyle and Mauricio thing. Listen, I could care less about if they're having a divorce or if they're not having a divorce because
Damn.
Kyle is messy. This is going to be her. Well, she was married before, then
That's
she
right.
was engaged, then she cheated on that engagement with Mauricio and is now married to Mauricio.
Wait a minute, stop.
Yes,
Hold
she said
on.
it herself.
You heard this?
Remember that NBC News reporter that Kyle was engaged to?
No.
Yeah, so basically Kyle had a daughter with the first husband. I think his name's Gaurav or something. He lives in Bali now. So that was her first husband. Then they got divorced quite soon after. And then yeah, Sebastian is right. She was engaged to some guy who I believe was a NBC or CBS or something.
Wait
reporter.
a minute. You're telling me that Mauricio was an affair?
Kind of,
Yeah, allegedly.
allegedly.
Oh my gosh. I
So-
can't take these people.
At
Okay.
this point, I have no sympathy for Kyle or Mauricio. If you were cheated on, well, you get it. You lose them the same way you got them.
Damn.
It was Michael Tuck she was engaged to.
Exactly. Yes, Michael Tuck.
What? Okay.
That was it. I
wow.
knew it was. Thank you for that,
Oh my
Sebastian, for
God.
reminding me.
I love my panel. They have the tea. Okay, go ahead.
I
Sebastian.
also have no sympathy at all for this episode for Atlanta. I have no sympathy for the downfall of Atlanta anymore. I'm sorry.
Damn.
It's just falling, and it's just gonna fall because at this point they have nothing really productive in their lives. They have really nothing except kind of Drew because she has like an exploring her music career or something, but like there's really nothing. Sonya's flip-flopping as she always was, which is why I can't stand her.
Damn.
Kenya's just being Kenya. She's being nice Kenya. Well, she's being middle Kenya because when she's nice Kenya, y'all say she's boring. When she's villain Kenya, y'all say she's too messy. She's the shade assassin. She's too
That's
much.
right. That's right. We say it.
But when she's in between, it's also a problem. So I don't know what's the big deal with why y'all have an issue with Kenya, but you know, she is the moment. Anyways, I want to say this as well. New York did good last night. I really liked it. I liked it. I liked
Me
New
too.
York last night. I really did because you know it's great to see that new environment of women and
Yeah.
and like the good part is not all of them live in Manhattan, which is pretty good. Some of them live
Yeah.
in other boroughs, which is pretty good as well. But did you know that Uba on New York is actually cousins with Chanel Ayan on Dubai?
No.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I sort of find Uber's a bit of a budget version of that Ayan, personally.
Who-
I know that'd be really
Who didn't say
controversial.
that?
but
Oh my!
I'm
She's
sorry,
actually gonna take
she's
off-
just like a wannabe. It's like she copied
Oh,
it.
pretty.
I just don't find her unique like Ayan is.
We're gonna see her get into somewhat of a fight where she takes Aaron's glasses off this season. So
I don't
Yeah,
like
that'd be
Aaron.
good. But I just find she's sort of Ion's Ion. You can't take that away from her. Whereas like with Uber, it's just a bit. She's like a cloned Aeon.
I can't, Freddie. I can't.
Shame.
Like, I'm sorry.
I agree with you, Freddie.
All right. Keep
I'm
going,
done.
Freddie. Are you done? That's so funny. I mean, not Freddie. Sebastian,
done.
sorry.
I'm done.
Okay. Hi, Pia. Sound off.
So I'm just going to make this brief. I know that you don't think that rich people pay for money, Sherelle, but they do. Okay,
No,
they do.
pay for sex, you mean?
They do. They
Mm.
do. Some
More than
people with
others.
right. Some people with money pay for sex. Some build makeshift submarines. It happens. And that joke was not too soon because we were all making fun of the submarine. We all were. So that joke was not too soon.
No, but Mauricio is a handsome man. I mean, it's just a hard pill to swallow. I have to.
No, the part you overlooking, he's a man with money that
Right.
uses it for his pleasure.
Right.
But Kyle is a nice looking woman. I mean,
I think Kyle is a lipstick lesbian, and I think that I really do. I'm sorry. I don't think she's ever been attracted to Mauricio. I think that's always been for show.
ooh,
Because I'm sorry, a real woman who would get that pressed. Okay, if I was married to someone like Mauricio, he would be under lock and key. I'm not having no woman hug him or touch him. I'm not. And if he cheats on me, we're gonna have a problem. But I'm not going to be very, oh, well, okay, what happened? Yeah, we're just, here in it for the kids. You don't have to say it, but you can see it because I don't think she's ever been attracted to him.
But here's the thing, Pia. Mauricio could walk down Sunset Boulevard and get someone. He's that nice of looking of a man.
Real, he also can walk down Sunset Boulevard and pay for one.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
All right.
I mean, I'm playing both sides of the fence with this, but I think the big point that Perry made earlier on is you're not just paying for the company for an hour, a day, a night, a week. You're paying for silence. Whereas if you're in a relationship and you have no NDA or something, they can blab. Whereas when it's like you're paying for a service, there's certain confidentiality that they have to agree to, and they can't blab about who they're doing.
Maybe.
And I heard something very different about the Potomac fight.
Okay, what'd you hear?
I heard that Deborah wasn't even invited; that she just showed up, and that she was very messy at the event. She kept goading Candace, and Candace.
That's what I heard.
She kept messing with Candace, and basically she ended up throwing a drink on, I don't know if she threw it on. No, I think she threw it at Candace.
So she's somebody's plus one. She wasn't even invited.
She was
like Ashley's friend. I doubt that she
friend
was
of Ashley's.
invited.
I think she was invited by Ashley. Yeah.
I think she was invited by Ashley.
Well,
yeah, but still, she's a plus one. She's not going to be on the show this season.
Yeah, but you've got to think with Deborah. Deborah has filmed for Potomac this season a few times, and you've got to remember Ashley is the messy one on Potomac. So is Giselle, and Giselle's also now friendly with this Deborah woman. So I believe, and bear in mind that this event was Ashley and Giselle's event because it was the launch for their new brand. They definitely invited this Deborah woman because they don't like Candice. They want to inconvenience and annoy Candice Dillard as much as possible. And an event that's theirs where they can go after their arch enemy, in my opinion, would be the perfect opportunity for them to achieve that.
That's true. But yeah, she did. She was goading Candace. Candace was trying to ignore her. She threw a drink, and that's when Wendy's friend mollywopped her because Deborah didn't win. Deborah went on the floor.
Wow.
Yeah, but Deborah have you know that, if they leaked the full video, then she actually won. I don't know. I wasn't there, but she's saying that, if the girl want her nail back, she can.
No, Ashley put that story out to try to make it seem like Deborah won or whatever her name is. But no, she didn't, because someone actually analyzed the fight and they got it from an angle, and Wendy's friend mollywopped her. She wiped the floor with her. Deborah only got on top because security was trying to get her. But no, Wendy's friend whooped her behind. And Ashley tried to say that Deborah won, and no, Deborah didn't win. Nobody went to the hospital. Nothing like that happened. Deborah is embarrassed because she's trying to get on the Real Housewives of Potomac. And actually, Chris did not quit his job. He got fired because of the allegations from Giselle and Deborah, because they said it at the end of the Potomac reunion. He got fired.
Listen, I mean,
he got fired.
No comment. No comment. Okay.
But there were allegations, though. Some jobs
Exactly. They wouldn't fire for that. I mean, they'd have to
it's not
pay
like he
you
was
off.
he was that big of a thing anyway.
And I
So,
think
like,
it was quite clear watching the season that the Deborah woman was lying through her teeth. I mean, even the producers were on Candace's side. They were showing us just how much of a liar this Deborah woman is.
Exactly.
But the thing about
all right, let me try to start moving through people quickly.
If you can't even be heard about doing any type of harassment, and at that point in time when he was fired, the show wasn't aired. So just for a job hearing that you may have harassed somebody is enough in an at-will state to let them go.
All right, Pia, were you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, sound off, Emmanuel.
First of all, I'm trying to understand how the two worst housewives on Potomac are launching a clothing line.
I can't.
That makes no sense to me. But I'm with you, Sherelle. I love a good fight every once in a while to keep us entertained. I know it's bad to say that, but it is what it is. I saw Atlanta last night. I actually kind of enjoyed the episode a little bit because they were all together, but I can't stand Drew. Drew is fake. She wannabe actress. She does too much. She's cheap. She doesn't pay her employees. I don't even understand why she has so many damn assistants. It's not like she has that much going on anyway. And I don't understand why she just didn't pay the $1,000. Like, it's just $1,000. Just pay it.
Well, yeah. Everybody at the table was saying it's $1,000. Pay it.
Exactly. And she was trying to, like, pick a fight with Sheree, but she ran out of there crying.
You're messy. You're messy. She did. She did. I like Drew though. I mean, for real life, but on the show,
I think I'm the same. I don't dislike her as a person, but I feel like she does a little bit too much on the show.
Yeah. But she's got to
not like her, actually. You know what made me like her? I started liking her when I started disliking Marlo. And that's when I started to like Drew.
Oh.
Because Drew started to be more authentic. Once she got rid of that poodle wig, it was complete. It was great the way Drew has transformed into a good housewife.
Yeah,
Speaking of Marlo, now I understand why Kenya hates her so much. It all makes sense now. She dated Roy.
She did not date Roy. They just met once.
Well, okay, they went on a date. Roy was interested in Marlo first. Kenya was the second option. So, of course, Kenya is so bitter and hateful towards Marlo. It all makes sense now.
No, I heard they did go on a few dates about 2 or 3 years ago. That's the Israeli boyfriend of Kenya's, right? Yeah. Apparently, he did go out on a few dates with Marlo about 2 or 3 years ago. And that's sort of why Kenya's trying to.
So that's where the jealousy coming from, because Marlo's milkshake bring the boys to the yard.
No, Marlo's milkshake does not bring the boys to the yard.
Not the milkshake.
Marlo's low fee brings the boys to the yard. Marlo's low fee brings the boys to the yard, because we keep forgetting that Marlo, you have to pay her.
All right, let's move on. Hi, Sheila. How are you?
Better.
That's good.
Each day as it goes. But as far as that show last night, they need to just either recast it or just completely take it off the air. Do it like they did. What was it? DC,
New York
or New York. Just get rid of it because it's horrible.
It's.
And I like Drew, her real life, but I don't like her on the show. I think she should have. I'm sorry, my dog is barking.
Oh.
I wish that she would do like Kim Fields did, when she realized it was not a good fit for her image. She just completely left. But for some reason, Drew won't leave.
She doesn't have another. Well, okay. Yeah,
she probably don't have anything else to do, but
it's
horrible.
shade.
That's a horrible show.
It's not
Yeah,
that good.
no, for real though. I mean, I'm not sure if people remember way back in the day, TV used to go off at night.
I remember.
And you remember, like, you start seeing these different colors that play the national anthem. I'd rather
12
watch
midnight.
I'd rather watch that shit for an hour than watch the Housewives of Atlanta.
Damn.
Harry, you are a mess.
Harry.
It is. It's ridiculous. It's not even good. You can tell, at least with the older cast that they had with Nene and Portia, you can tell they were legitimately friends. They liked each other.
That's it. They're not.
And now you can tell that there is no friendship. It's I'm team this, and I think
that
you know it's just ridiculous. And Candy wants everybody to kiss her behind, but hey, that's another topic. And I think that's what's ruined the show. Everybody has to be a pick me. And it's a horrible show. But Sheree is the wrong person to talk to anybody about not paying bills.
Yeah, amen.
Amen to that.
Amen to that.
And as far as Kyle and her husband is concerned, remember when she said that they were at a dinner party once and she was literally having intimacy with him on his lap during this dinner party?
At the
No, that's gross. Really?
Yes, exactly. And she was talking about that. Sometimes you the way you get them is the way you have to keep them. And apparently he likes freaky stuff.
Oh,
he likes what?
Freaky things. He likes doing things that's out there. Nobody in their right mind would do that in public.
Yeah.
Ew.
So
and other people at the dinner table. Ugh.
Ew.
So you're telling me Mauricio's a freak?
Yes, so it's Kyle because she did it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey,
So I don't feel sorry for her. I just think they should, if they don't want to be married, don't be married. Don't.
Yeah, I think they do like freak.
Don't do it. Leave.
Yeah.
I think they
Sound
do.
off, Toria. Toria, can you hear us?
Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry. How's everybody?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. I think Kyle's husband, he did it. He was out there buying a cooch. And he's been doing it for a long time because, like they said, when he goes through them agencies and stuff, they can't tell.
But
They
why would
cannot
he
tell
cheat on
nothing.
Kyle? Kyle seems to love him, and Kyle seems to be she's a beautiful woman. What is Mauricio looking for? Like what? Like
a young version, somebody that's not Botoxed up and getting facelifts and everything. He's looking for something real.
Damn.
And he's over the splits on the floor. That's old. She's done that. He's over that.
Yeah, he's not looking for the girl next door. He's looking for the girl downstairs.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
And Atlanta is just boring. Period. I'm the same way. I start off watching it. I fall asleep. I wake up and finish it the next morning.
Yeah.
New York. I'm gonna give them another episode, but I agree with Freddie. It's just a fake doppelganger of Ion from Dubai.
Messy.
Them girls going in my closet, putting my clothes and my shoes on. I'd have whipped their ass when they came out. You going in my house the first time you ever been to my house, and you going all through my house and going in my closet.
That's never happened to you before. That's never happened to you.
Nope. Because every time I have
my house and go in areas you're not supposed to be, like, girl,
you know,
stop.
you know what I did? I had a great big retirement party for my husband, and I locked my door because I had 3 of them portable bathrooms where it has the sink, the paper towels, everything. People couldn't believe it. They was like,
Gloria, you had a portable bathroom?
I sure did. And they were nice. And everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I thought these were like something that's on the side of the road. I'm like, no, they got them fancy now. They got the sink with the running water and everything in them. Yes, I
I
Yeah,
did.
they
can't,
do.
Toria. I can't, Toria.
I'm not
I
having all them people coming through my house and snooping through my stuff.
all right.
Nope.
Okay, let me move on. I'm running out of time quickly. Sound off, Don. Don, who are you on your avatar?
That's
Lenny.
Kelly Price.
Who is it?
Kelly Price.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, wait a minute. 1 second. It only take a second. Freddie, Chris has a new job. The other night on IG, him and Candace were both drunk. She couldn't order off of Amazon, and she said, go on the bed, which he was leaving her anyway because you got to go to work tomorrow. So he does have a new job.
Oh.
Where, I don't know. But he got fired because he was trying to change the restaurant to run it the way he wanted to run it, and him and the boss clashed. That's why he got fired.
That's more viable.
Yeah, that
Because
makes
Chris, even though those rumors were out there, Chris was getting people to come to that view. What was it? W rooftop bar. He was.
Yeah, he
getting
did get a lot of
so they
people to
wouldn't
come.
fire him.
He did. He got people to come because people was, he was going on IG, and a lot of people like his IG. And I'm gonna tell you, I like his recipes that he puts up. He puts a new recipe every week, and he does put some nice recipes up there.
All right,
But he
sound
got a
off,
new
Don.
job.
Take it away, Don.
All right, so are we confused if Sheree hasn't paid the first person who did her first line back in 2008?
You are
And
messy.
then you have the nerve to come up and talk about Drew not paying somebody $1,000. And there's a history of Sheree not even paying for the dirt underneath her house.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on, guys, let's be for real. And didn't the psychic back in first season say that she would never, Mauricio would never fulfill her?
Oh, y'all are
Fulfill
messy.
Cal? So the psychic was true. Why are we surprised? It just took a little time for it to come to the surface.
Okay.
And Potomac will always be more successful than Atlanta because they still have some of the original cast. And that's what people want to see. They want to see the originals, make it from season to season.
Yeah.
And like you said, Sherelle, let the friends of come on and do the dirty work.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that the winning formula? That's the new winning formula.
I agree with that. Let them do the dirty work.
Thoughts on Kyle really quick. Do you see Mauricio paying for sex?
I see Mauricio giving people high-paying jobs.
What?
Oh. Or a chance to get on his Netflix show.
Oh my God. I can't.
Absolutely.
Don.
It may not be a check, but they'll get exposure.
All right. Okay. Who do we have next? Sound off, Denzel. Messy.
How you doing, Sherelle?
Good.
Freddie and Perry, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey.
I did like the episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, but some people
last week. You are a diehard. What are you liking about it?
I mean, I like it, but it is some people that don't like it. Some people think it's boring as hell. People listen. A lot of people want Nene back on the show.
Well, no, not necessarily. We just want to be entertained.
No, but but it is people that said they need to bring Nene back.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not trying to be funny. People need to stop asking for that because it's not going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Because Bravo and Andy allegedly is done with her. You don't say stuff like that. And then Sheree, she can't be talking. She talking about Drew ain't paying people. Well, allegedly Sheree ain't paying people either, so she can't be talking. Like she's a hypocrite.
Let me ask you this, because no one answered this question yet. Do you think that Andy Cohen is intentionally letting Atlanta slide downhill so he doesn't have to fire the bigwigs?
You know what? I'm glad you asked me that, Sherelle, because there is some people, on social media Some people are saying that allegedly Bravo is, self sabotaging Atlanta to get rid of it or recast it. And some people, I don't know. I hope that's not what it is, because you know what? Because I do want to know, like, are they editing? Because they edit stuff out. I wonder, are they editing the good parts out? No, and some people thinking that too. I mean, that's a good question, right?
No,
Can I answer your question?
I just don't think any of these women have that interesting lives compared to what former cast on Atlanta have. That's the reality, I think. And you'd be better off finding a younger, more hungry, more interesting cast.
Wait a minute.
People that live in Atlanta. It's doable. They've done it with New York. There are plenty of people that live in Atlanta. It is doable.
Wait, Freddie, you think that Andy Cohen?
If you want Atlanta to be a #1 show.
Wait, Freddie, you think Andy Cohen is editing out the good parts?
No, I don't think he is. I just think they're all pretty boring. There is no.
Ooh, shade.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Andy Cohen would do anything to prove Nene wrong when she said that Atlanta would never be great again. He will pay any amount of money to get who he needs to get on that show. He doesn't want to seem like Nene won.
Yeah.
Someone
called my name.
Truth.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think you might have a good idea there on what Annie's trying to do, because I don't think Andy likes Candy very much, because the last time Candy was on the Watch What Happens live show was September of 2022, and she's already.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Are you sure?
What?
Yep, that was the last time.
Andy Cohen loves Candy. He keeps giving her
I
spinoff.
don't think so.
Candy is not. See, that's a bad sign when you haven't been on Watch What Happens. Are
Since
you
last
sure?
September. Yep, last September. I searched it up, September 2022, and she's already had the Escape show, the Atlanta show, and she hasn't been on there.
Are you sure?
Yes, but what I think this is, I could be wrong. I think he doesn't like her speak on it.
Okay, no, but you just mentioned something very interesting. We know that's how it starts out if you're no longer going to be on the show. Has anybody in the chat seen Candy on Watch What Happens Live?
I haven't.
No.
What about the fact someone said this? She is busy. He gives her a lot of time off to do her other businesses.
Now, can I say something?
She's busy.
Everyone's saying it's true. Oh
Yeah,
my
September
God.
He is turning on her.
September
I'm telling you.
2022.
Oh my. Someone's
But
got to be on Candy Watch.
you got to think about this, Sherelle. Candy is the only YouTube show that can play back Bravo clips and not get a strike. So somebody there
Really?
likes her.
So somebody, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you have to admit, Dawn, if you're not on Watch What Happens Live, that's the first sign. Remember Nene was complaining? Okay,
Yeah,
I got to
mean,
wrap it up.
she hasn't been on there, but she's still playing those clips on her show.
She's still playing the clips, and
and not
he's
getting straight.
and he's liked her for years, you guys. They've had a relationship for years. But
Can I say something quickly on Sherelle? This is my personal opinion. I think I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I think Bravo might be editing the good stuff out. And that's my personal opinion. But it is some people that do believe that most of the cast on the show is boring.
let me say this: Lily said that Candy's on tour, so that's probably why. Because he lets her do her other
That
businesses.
sounds like excuses,
Yeah.
but okay.
I mean,
Oh,
you'll stay on watch, but maybe she does a lot of other works, and she's still on that show. She has a acting career. I can't think of the name of the show, but
Does Broadway and
The
stuff.
Shy, they're getting ready to come back on. They already filmed.
oh,
she's
really?
doing The Shy, and she's working on Broadway. So Candy has a lot of.
Yeah, I mean,
But
But
personally,
if she's on Broadway, she's in New York, so
Yeah, she's right
why
there.
can't she just go over there for a half hour? Come on now.
The shows are live. I mean, the shows she's doing rehearsals in the day, shows in the evening. Now, although Watch What Happens Live isn't actually live and it filmed earlier in the day, she's probably at rehearsals or directing rehearsals and things.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I'll keep my
you're
eye on the
you're flat
situation.
out in Broadway, having a neighbor that has done Broadway. So it's really grueling whether you're in the show or you're
They
working.
do watch what happens at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is filmed.
Y'all are
Oh
messy.
wow. Hey, Sherelle, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, really quickly. Then I
Yeah,
gotta go.
yeah, it's gonna be quick. Season
Hold on one second.
16.
Everyone go on mute. Someone's TV is blaring in the back. Go ahead.
Season six, for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16. Do you think they need to reboot it or recast it? Well, reboot it or just keep the same people?
For
Season 16 for the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
oh, this is a difficult question.
You keep it the same, it's gonna stay the same. And now I answer that question for you.
But Perry, they might find their legs like Orange County did.
And yeah, when you always think positive, and they might be continuing down the same path like the sinking Titanic.
I don't know. I'm not so quick to give up on Atlanta. I don't know, Sebastian. I don't know. Should they bring Atlanta
This is
back?
what they need to do. This is what they need to do. Keep Drew.
You just said you hated Drew.
No, I like Drew. I like
okay,
Drew. I'm gonna explain why I'm gonna say keep Drew. Keep Drew. Kenya, Candy, even Sonya can go. Marlo can go.
Kenya.
Sheree, I love Kenya. I'm sorry, Team Twirl. I'm sorry. It's just
okay, like Kenya can go.
I am Team
These
Twirl,
are
but
realistic.
He's been there for 10 years. It's enough.
Yeah.
She's probably paid a lot now.
Yeah.
But Drew would be the link to the younger cast if they were to give a reboot because she's the youngest.
But Drew's boring.
Ooh,
I
dang.
mean,
Ooh.
Drew's just a bit repeat, it's just a bit same old with her, I think.
Shade.
We find a better younger person that's going to have more content for that show, in my opinion.
I got 2 minutes. Sound off, Dustin, really quickly.
I think they need to reboot the Real Housewives season 16. I do agree with Denzel on that question.
And did you want to sound off on Mauricio by paying for sex? We're so messy.
Why is he paying for that for? He don't need to be paying for that stuff anyway.
It's just why is he cheating? We don't know. We don't know why.
No,
ask him. Allegedly, if he is.
Yeah, I mean, some people like more than one car.
Oh,
I can't. All right.
Well, actually, fun fact: in Buying Beverly Hills last season, one of the realtors on that show who used to date Mauricio's daughter admitted he had sex with Mauricio's daughter in Mauricio's car.
Oh wow.
Okay, this is too much. Something's wrong with Mauricio. This is too much. I can't.
It's true. You can go back. That I'm not lying. You did.
No, you never lie. In fact, you always get the fact. Like Freddie, I think you've earned respect from everybody in this chat. You broke so many stories and they've all been true. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my mind around the fact that Mauricio, wow.
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying
what's
that's
funny,
what's on the
Sherelle?
street.
If his name was Art Kelly, you wouldn't have a problem.
I can't. I can't. Well, I gotta go. All right, you guys, listen. We gave you a lot of information today. We'll be back next week at the same time. Freddie's going to dig up more stories. Freddie, you're doing a fabulous job. And Perry, you are a great asset to Freddie. I don't know.
Love you, Perry. Bye.
Bye, you guys. Just wanted to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, but you do. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your calls backstage. We were on an hour and a half, people. I'm so sorry. Everyone, please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. On 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.